श्रीपरमात्मने नमः। अथ गीताध्यानश्लोकाः। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीमष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। नमोऽस्तु ते व्यासविशालबुद्धे फुल्लारविन्दायतपत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयः प्रदीपः। प्रपन्नपारिजाताय स्तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। भीष्मद्रोणतटा जयद्रथजला गान्धारनीलोत्पला शल्यग्राहवती कृपेण वहनी कर्णेन वेलाकुला। अश्वत्थामविकर्णघोरमकरा दुर्योधनावर्तिनी सोत्तीर्णा खलु पाण्डवैरणनदी कैवर्तकः केशवः। पाराशर्यवचः सरोजममलं गीतार्थगन्धोत्कटं नानाख्यानककेसरं हरिकथा सम्बोधनाबोधितम्। लोके सज्जनषट्पदैरहरहः पेपीयमानं मुदा भूयात् भारतपङ्कजं कलिमलप्रध्वंसिनः श्रेयसे। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं। शान्ताकारं भुजगशयनं पद्मनाभं सुरेशं विश्वाधारं गगनसदृशं मेघवर्णं शुभाङ्गम्। लक्ष्मीकान्तं कमलनयनं योगिहृद्ध्यानगम्यं वन्दे विष्णुं भवभयहरं सर्वलोकैकनाथम्। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः। ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुः सुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय कृष्णाय क्लिष्टकारिणे नमो वेदान्तवेद्याय गुरवे बुद्धिसाक्षिणे। सर्वोपनिषदो गावः दोग्धा गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्सः सुधीर्भोक्ताः दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत्। गीताशास्त्रमिदं पुण्यं यः पठेत् प्रयतः पुमान् विष्णोः पदमवाप्नोति भयशोकादिवर्जितः। एकं शास्त्रं देवकीपुत्रगीतम् एको देवो देवकीपुत्र एव एको मन्त्रस्तस्य नामानि यानि कर्माप्येकं तस्य देवस्य सेवा। ॐ श्रीकृष्णाय परमात्मने नमः। We'll continue from where we left off. Namaste to all. In the yesterday's discussion, we were looking at this shlokam. Avyaktad vyaktayah sarvaha prabhavantyah ratragame praliyante tatraivavyaktasanyake. Very interesting discussion we had yesterday about this verse. And we'll continue from the same point where he was telling that in the morning of, as soon as the Brahma starts to wake up, the Srishti comes into being, and as soon as he goes back into sleep, everything dissolves in his dream. So this is what we understood. Uh,
I'll read.
yes, please.
Bhutagramassa evayam bhutva bhutva prali. Oh, yes. Go
Okay.
ahead.
भूतग्रामः स एवायम्
Bhutva bhutva praliyate.
भूत्वा भूत्वा प्रलीयते
Ratyagame vashah partha
रात्र्यागमे वशः पार्थ
prabhavatsya haragame.
प्रभवत्स्यः रागमे Okay. Hey Partha, Aharagame Prabhavati. As soon as the morning comes, Aharagame Prabhavati, things start to exist. Ratragame Avashaha. Avashaha means for sure, without any control. Uh, Kim praliyate, they dissolve. Uh, Bhutagramah, Bhutagramah, sa eva, सः एव अयम् भूत्वा भूत्वा प्रलीयते रात्रागमे वशः पार्थ प्रभवत्यरः प्रभवति अहरागमे इति. As far as I can understand, I think he is saying they continue to exist. Uh, Bhuta Bhutagramah, Bhutagramah, I think it is referring to all these Shlokas. I think we'll see. Bhutagramah saha eva ayam. So that is what it is. Bhutva bhutva praliyate. It exists. Bhutva bhutva means continually existing. Praliyate. And then it dissolves. Ratragame avashaha. For sure, when the night happens, praliyase, praliyate. They dissolve. Partha. And again, prabhavati aharagame. And they start to exist again once the day comes. This is what I think, but we'll have to see what is being said here. Bhutagramaha is being translated as multitude of beings. Hmm. Saha eva ayam. These certainly what bhutva bhutva. Repeatedly taking birth. Oh, bhutva bhutva. Recurring again and again. That is what they are saying. Praliyate. They dissolve. Ratragame, and with the advent of night, avashaha, without helplessly. So, yeah, hey Partha, prabhavati, and become manifest or start to exist again. Aharagame. So, yeah, I misinterpreted both this word and bhutva bhutva. So he is saying that everything is running in a cycle where things go out of existence and come into existence over and over and over again, right? Or it could, like, of course this is talking about the day and night of Brahma, but I feel like this could be interpreted on our personal level as well. We go to sleep and the sense of I, it vanishes. It becomes lina praliyati, and then when the next day morning when we wake up again, that sense of I, me, mine, etc. comes up. Like, of course, if you go into a deep sleep, of course. So
Can you explain that? I'm not getting it. What particular sense are you talking about?
in the sense that we go to sleep, we forget that we have a body, we forget that we have possessions. Look, of course, I'm talking about deep sleep where you don't remember
Ah,
anything at all, you forget everything,
ah. Hmm.
right?
But when you sleep, you kind of dream, and you can
Yeah,
even in the dream you can sense some kind of pain or happiness, right?
definitely. Yes, I'm not talking about that one. That is
Okay,
true.
okay. Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about the deeper sleep where the sense
Mm-hmm.
of self and agency and control, what things are mine, what things are or not mine, everything
Mm-hmm.
dissolves, including the sense of having a body, etc.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So it
Okay.
could, like, this could very well be interpreted in such a way where all these beings, they come into existence every time they wake up, and when they are sleeping, when they are in this kind of deep sleep, they are helplessly, completely unaware. They dissolve into that sleep. They are no longer, like, there is no individuality or I-ness in that deep sleep. This is what I think, but this could be completely, of course, Krishna could be completely talking about Brahma's day and night and his Srishti and Pralaya. right? It's very like pralaya is basically praliyante is the verb form of pralaya. Pralaya is the noun form, right? Praliyante. So basically, it's laya. Laya means to uh, m- uh, merge, I think. And pralaya is like the ultimate merger where everything dissolves, becomes one. So yeah, we'll see. Any comments here before we go to the Shankara Bhashya?
I think what he wants to say is that every day we wake up with a sense of that I-ness and then dissolve it, and then the next day we also wake up like the repeatedly that taking birth, that cycle is there, no? So it can be thought of like you take millions, not millions, at least hundred thousands of birth and hundred thousands of death every day and night, and then to end this very painful cycle, the only way is to get that ultimate liberation which we came across yesterday, right? Mamupetya to Kaunteya. So I think it relates with that, like to end this infinite cycle, the only way is to achieve that is to reach Krishna. That's what I feel.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Namaskar.
Namaste, ma'am.
If we just look into the previous sloka and this sloka, they are correlated. Like it says, like all creatures they rise along with Brahma's this one, just like a Brahma's this one, like day and night. And one of the other interpretation for the next, that is today's 19 shloka is that even Brahma also is going to have the same cycle.
Oh, that's an
Yeah.
interesting observation.
That
Yeah.
is, yeah, that's what actually is one of the, I mean, Gita Press thing says, one of the, this. Uh,
Oh,
all Prani Samuhas will have this. I mean, I'm crude translating as I'm reading Kannada.
hmm.
They take they repeatedly take birth uh, by Prakriti Vasha, and Ratri, as soon as Ratri comes reaches, they just laya, they get laya, and again in the next day, Pravesha Kaladale Punaha they will take a birth. ಈ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ದಿಸ್ ವೇ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮನ ಒಂದು 100 ವರ್ಷಗಳು ಇವನ್ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಸ್ 100 years when he completes 100 years he'll also even he also takes a I mean he'll also go in the ಶಾಂತವಾಗಿ ಹೋಗುತ್ತಾನೆ, he'll become a ಶಾಂತ.
Hmm.
So even he has the birth and death.
Yes.
The point actually is even Brahmaloka 8.17 shloka says even no lokas are having as tranquil and steady still time just like in my loka. For that previous the shloka he says how the all jivarashis are gets created along with the starting of Brahma's day and Brahma's night. And here it says it is similarly how each and every creatures they get take birth in the morning and in the sense the morning in the sense of the creation as such. Similarly, when Brahma also takes he'll become Prashanta.
Hmm.
So 17, 18, 19 are step by step detailing of saying that my loka is the permanent loka.
Oh,
Yeah, if you
that's true.
understand that
That's
way.
true. Yeah, yeah, I agree with you. It's very nice. Thank you, ma'am.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.
Thank you for showing that continuity of thought.
Yeah, we need to have, otherwise we'll go because when we were in the school, we were told to just recite, and we had a competition. Later on, also we learned, but it didn't go. But later on, I thought it is better we are focusing on the Adhyaya heading and every shloka how they are related. Then I think we'll understand the complete Adhyaya properly, and some 1% or some fraction percent we can implement or understand at least. That's my
Hmm.
motto with our group.
I agree, ma'am. Continuing that thought,
Mm.
I remember like I was listening to a lot of Sarva talks. Sarva Priyananda Swami, he talks Advaita Vedanta. And he says that thinking about Sushupti, the state of this deep sleep, is something that is a very, very important practice that one must do in order to see the illusion of continued existence, in the sense that we think that I go to sleep today, tomorrow morning I wake up. I feel like I am the same person that I was yesterday. But if we observe it closely, if we try to see it, we see that it's actually an illusion of continued, the same self continuing to exist. It's just an illusion that is created by the mind. So I can absolutely look at this verse and think of that, Krishna is telling us to do that kind of chintana as well. Think about this. Every single being, multitudes of beings, they repeatedly take birth every time they go to sleep. Ratragame.
Mm.
Sorry, as soon as they wake up, they start to exist. And when they go to sleep, they stop existing. They dissolve. So that's what I see from this.
Yeah, it could be because.
Also, I
Yeah, please, please.
yeah, you go ahead.
Yeah, in the previous shloka, it talks about pralaya. So if you look into that into consideration, the time frame is like, Jivarashis repeatedly taking birth and rebirth. And then, they think that even the next pralaya also they will continue.
Hmm,
Ahoratri. And
hmm.
keeping Brahma's time span. But it is never ending. That's what I understand. I mean, we can correlate the time span with 24 hours a day
Hmm.
or the Janma,
Hmm.
Janma rebirth as a new day. Okay. Or it could be Brahma's time span. It can
Hmm.
be anything. It is the same. It's a repeated cycle. That's what it
Correct.
would be.
The same cycle is repeating on the
Mm.
small scale of
Mm.
every day going to sleep and waking up next day,
Yes.
and in Janma, and also in the whole cycle of creation and dissolution.
Yeah. Yeah. Over to
Yeah,
you.
that's beautiful.
I
Thank you
think
very much.
Shriman Murali wants to say something. I just cut it in between.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So, I read about this thing in J.K. Krishnamurti's lectures. So, he says that there is, we think about continuity as continuity in space and time, right? So, like this year you celebrate the birthday, and next year you celebrate your next birthday, something like that. But there is also continuity in thought, which is very, very important. So what you thought yesterday, it may not be the same as what you think today. So that
I
continuity
can
in
say that
thought.
they're related, but it is definitely not the same.
Oh,
Yeah, every single day, every single moment, in fact, we do
hmm.
not have the same thought that we had just 10 minutes ago. I,
Yeah,
I,
yeah,
I, I,
definitely.
I think it's physically impossible, actually. Very, very unlikely,
Hmm.
in fact.
No, but when you streamline your thoughts continuously in one direction, right? That's when I think this cycle will cease to exist. Because you wake up with one thought, you go to bed with another thought, and then the next time you wake up with a very different thought. So it fluctuates very much. It causes lot of conflicts with internally within yourself and with the universe also, right? The way you understand the universe. But I think if you kind of streamline all your thoughts into one point or one direction, it may lead to the cessation of this cycle of birth and death. What do
Yeah,
you
yeah,
think?
yeah. I think so. Yeah, that's true. That's basically the dhyana. You're basically defining how one should do dhyana. And that is what exactly Krishna also recommends in the previous chapters. Uh, he especially takes, like, he explains what a yogi is thinking, and what kind of dhyana he does. and what is the ultimate state he attains, etc. These were all explained. Yes, absolutely, you are right. It makes sense. Thank you. So we'll anything else before we go to the Shankara Bhashya? No? All
I
right.
don't have the comments as such.
Okay. भूतग्रामः भूतसमुदायः इति. Bhutagramah means Bhuta Samudayah. It's just a collection of beings. Sthavara Jangama Lakshanaha. So he is particularly saying that these are Sthavara which do not move. Jangama means those that move. The things that have the Lakshana of either not moving or moving are all Bhutas. And we are talking about such a Samudaya collection. यः पूर्वस्मिन् श्लोके आसीत् सः एव अयं नान्यः. So in the previous shloka also he talks about sarvaha bhutaha iti. I think he says avyaktat vyaktayah. So he is talking the vyaktayah that we was talking about last time, the things that were manifest, the beings that are there in this world. So that is exactly it is the same thing here. Bhutagramaha is also referring to the vyaktayah. So that is what Shankaracharya is noting here. Then he is saying पूर्वस्मिन् श्लोके आसीत् सः एव अयं नान्यः. It's not talking about anything else. न अन्यः. It's the same thing. भूत्वा भूत्वा अहरागमे प्रलीयन्ते. So अहरागमे प्रलीयन्ते पुनः पुनः रात्रागमे अह्नः क्षये अवशः. As soon as the day ends, अह्नः क्षये अवशः अस्वतन्त्र iti. Avashaha meaning aswatantra, without any control, without any prameya, or what is it called, any kind of power over it. Avashaha eva he partha prabhavanti jayate. Prabhavanti means they start to exist. Jayate, they go. Avasha eva ahragame. So he is saying that both their coming into existence is also aswatantra, and them going out of existence is also aswatantra. Okay. Yat upanyastam aksharam tasya प्राप्त्युपायः निर्दिष्टः. यत् उपन्यस्तम् अक्षरं तस्य प्राप्त्युपायः निर्दिष्टः ओमित्येकाक्षरं ब्रह्मा इत्यादीना. So he is basically saying yat upanyastam means what has been upanyastam means what has been already discussed. Aksharam, so this is all ksharam. So he is specifically using the word kshaye, anha kshaye and ratri kshaye. So as night ends they start to exist, and when the day ends they start to merge. So he is saying that the thing that is not kshaya, ksharam, so the thing that is not subject to this kind of cycle, tasya praptyupayah, in order the way to obtain it, praptyupayah, prapti means to obtain, upayah means an idea, praptyupayah means a method of obtaining it, is already nirdishtaha means has already been given to us by Krishna himself. Om iti eka aksharam brahma iti is already given us what is that aksharam. Om iti eka aksharam brahma. अथ इदानीम् अक्षरस्यैव निर्दिदिक्षया इदम् उच्यते. अनेन योगमार्गेण idam gantavyam iti. Oh, exactly what we were discussing just now. He is saying that atha means therefore, idanim right now, aksharasya swarupa nirdidikshaya, by uh, this exposition, nirdishtaha, meaning some kind of bodha. You can understand it as somebody giving you some knowledge. By giving this knowledge to us, nirdidikshaya, swarupa nirdidikshaya, aksharasya eva swarupa nirdidikshaya, by explaining what this akshara is, idamuchyate, he is saying this, anena yogamargena idam gantavyam iti. He is basically telling us to follow yoga marga through this Om Ityekaksharam. So by catching hold of this Omkara, follow the yoga marga. So that is what Gantavyam, that is what has to be done. This is what is being said by Krishna. So by saying this shloka, is basically telling you to see the Charatvam, the cycle that is there, and then hold on to the Akshara. Any comments?
Mm, yeah, I don't have anything else to add. Like, I think it's really great that, like, this has happened a few times, right? That we sort of like in our discussion, we've already discussed the point mentioned in Shankara Bhashya. So
Absolutely.
so I
It's
think
very interesting, and it makes me very happy that we can independently, by our own thought,
yeah,
generate something that Shankara has also thought.
yeah, definitely, definitely.
So I feel like every time I read such a place where we are converging, I feel like, yeah, we are doing a good job.
Yeah, it's like we are getting what he's saying. Otherwise, we
Yeah.
would not be able to. We've so far been following what he's saying. Otherwise, we won't be able to like.
No, in the sense that I feel like we are getting what Krishna himself is trying to say.
Yeah, huh.
In the sense that we are able to get to the same kind of meaning. Maybe not exactly the same, but still to a pretty good extent of what Krishna is trying to say. If we think of Shankaracharya's authority, and we are
Yeah,
also getting to equally or approximately similar area of understanding,
huh.
I find it pretty wonderful actually.
Yeah, true. And this is a good idea to do it this way rather than directly read the meaning. Like I think you had suggested, this is a great way, like so that we are also applying ourselves and
Hmm.
to understand.
And I feel like this kind of knowledge only sticks. This
Mm,
discussion, thinking about it, trying to understand it, rather than directly reading a meaning that is already thought out for you,
right. Yeah.
it is better that you think for a bit and then try to get to some meaning and then correct it or
Right.
discuss about it. And that way, that knowledge sticks. It does not, you don't quickly forget such a knowledge. That's what I feel.
Ah, right. Yeah, I also agree with that.
Right.
I'll read the next one.
Yes.
परस्तस्मात्तु भावोऽन्यो
भावोऽन्यः
भावोऽन्यः
परस्तस्मात् तु भावोऽन्यः
व्यक्तो व्यक्तात् सनातनः
अव्यक्तो व्यक्तात् सनातनः
ओके अव्यक्तो व्यक्तात् सनातनः
अव्यक्तो व्यक्तात् सनातनः
यस्य सर्वेषु भूतेषु
यः स सर्वेषु भूतेषु
नश्यत्सु न विनश्यति.
नश्यत्सु न विनश्यति. Okay. The second line is very easy to understand. यः सर्वभूतेषु सर्वेषु भूतेषु नश्यस् नश्यसु नश्यत्सु. So basically, when all these bhutas are going through nasha, na vinashyati, yaha, the thing that when everything else is going through nasha, the thing na vinashyati, it does not disappear, stop to exist. So we have to interpret this nasha as disappearance, and vina, like na vinashyati, meaning continued existence, continued darshana. So we are saying that na vinashyati saha, that one. So the one that does not get nasha when everything else is going through nasha, that one Parastatsa, what? Parastasmattu bhavaः अन्यः अव्यक्तः अव्यक्तात् सनातनः. So he is saying, so this saha, this thing that is not going through vinasha is parastasmattu. Uh, okay. I think it is parastasmattu is actually coming here. Bhuteshu. So it's actually parastasmat. It is beyond all these bhutas. Bhavaha. Parastasmattu bhavaha anyaha. Parastasmattu bhavaha anyaha. Okay. Avyaktaha. It is avyakta. It is avyakta. And avyaktat. Avyaktat sanatanaha. Because it is avyakta, it is also sanatana. You can read this as avyaktat sanatanaha. Because of it being avyakta, it is sanatana. Sanatana means that always exists. Okay. I did not completely get the meaning, but that's fine. Any comments before we go to the translation? Word by word translation. Any way you can think of understanding this?
Shall I just, break this one by looking at the reference or something like that?
No,
Because we may go with, this,
it's the same
not with
thing.
the meaning actually.
Oh, yeah.
Just,
Okay. Yeah.
without
Please.
seeing the meaning, yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Please.
Then it would be like it might help. Okay.
Mm,
Paraha tasmat.
mm,
Tu is
mm,
another word. Bhavaha, anyaha, avyaktaha, avyaktat, sanatanaha. Sanatanaha, I could able to get that. It is a Paramatma.
mm,
Okay. Yaha, saha, sarveshu, bhuteshu, nashyatsu, na vinashyati. So,
mm. Yeah.
paraha is the word.
Paraha means beyond.
Okay. Tasmat, that.
Tasmat is beyond something. So it's comparative. Tasmat.
Tu,
Tasmat paraha. It is beyond that. What is
tu.
it?
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tu is the next word, third word.
Two means really. You can ignore the two. Two. It does not really
Bhav.
alter the meaning. It
Huh.
only stresses the meaning.
Bhavaha.
Hmm.
Anya.
Bhavaha. Bhavaha. Bhavati iti bhavaha. The thing that exists is bhava. I think so.
Anyaha.
It is anya. It is different.
Avyaktaha.
It is avyakta.
Avyaktat.
Because it is avyakta,
Sanatanaha.
sanatanaha means the thing that exists always.
Can we get the meaning of this particular sentence, first sentence?
I
Then we
think
can
he is
try with
basically
the.
saying that the atma,
Mm,
when everything becomes nasha, when everything goes through nasha, it does not go through nasha. Why is it not going through nasha? Because everything is going through nasha because they are becoming avyakta. Nasha is basically becoming avyakta. And then from avyakta they become vyakta again, as explained in the previous like in one of the verses before.
Yes,
So
Sarveshu Bhuteshu Nashyatsu na
uh,
vinashyati. Na
and the thing
vinashyati.
that is constant here is the avyakta thing. The avyakta entity is
Mm.
not changing, it is not manifest, and from that everything else is coming and going back. Prabhavanti praliyante. It comes out of that and it goes back into that. So the thing that is constant, that is sanatana, is that avyakta. That is, it is not change, the unmanifest thing is avyakta. And basically he is saying because it is avyakta, it is sanatana. Avyaktat sanatanaha. Because of it being avyakta, it is sanatana. This is what I think.
So this verse doesn't directly is the detailed explanation or a next step of a previous three shlokas.
Yeah, it feels like he's switching
Yeah,
gears.
yeah, yeah.
Hmm. Let's see. Paraha, transcendental, tasmat, than that. Tu. Oh, he's using tu as a but. Bhavaha. Oh, bhavaha is being said as creation. Okay, existence, creation. Okay. Anyaha. Avyaktaha. Avyaktat. Avyaktaha. To unmanifest. Sanatanaha. Oh, avyaktat. Avyaktat is to the unmanifest. It's not because of unmanifest. I thought it was because. Okay. यः सर्वेषु भूतेषु नश्यत्सु न प्रणश्यति सः. Okay, let's see. Not really. I did not get the meaning, but distinct from that unmanifested is the other eternal, unmanifest reality who does not get destroyed when all the beings are destroyed.
Mahodaya,
Hmm.
can you just go back to the previous verse? I was just joined right now. Can you give a quick
Oh, no problem. No
context of
problem.
what is happening?
Yeah.
Who was joined?
Me, Sudarshan.
Oh, I don't know this person. Okay.
अस्माकं नायकः आगतः. Pranamaha, swagatam, swagatam. So this was the previous
Namaskara,
shloka.
Namaskara, Nigesh.
Hmm.
धन्यवादः.
तत्र भूतग्रामः सः एवायं भूत्वा भूत्वा प्रलीयते रात् रात्र्यागमे वशः पार्थ प्रभवति अहरागमे इति. So he was explaining how all these beings go out of existence and come into existence every time it's night and it becomes day. And then he's continuing on to the next verse. It's
Astu,
very
astu,
cryptic.
dhanyawad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. I think it's makes sense because actually we were discussing this at the end of the previous class, right? So he's saying that Vyakta Avyakta is still not Brahman because so Avyakta is just like deep sleep, or it's like the pralaya at the end of the full cycle of the universe. But Brahman is there. There is beyond, is transcendent to Vyakta and Avyakta. So that's what he's saying here, right? Distinct to that unmanifest is the other unmanifested reality. So there is
Mm.
one, not the Sushupti like unmanifest, but the transcendental reality.
Oh,
Get destroyed ever.
distinct from the unmanifested is the other eternal unmanifested reality who does
Okay.
not get destroyed when all the beings are destroyed. Uh,
This is actually, sorry, it is the next step from the previous. Actually, all gets destroyed and recreated, but the one which cannot be explained or manifested, it remains even if all everything perishes.
okay, but why are these two different exactly? Of course, he's saying that these two are different. But immediate question is how are they different?
Oh, Vecta, we are all Vectas, no?
No, no, that is fine. I am able to understand the difference between Vyakta and Avyakta. Now
Mm.
you are saying that there are two Avyaktas which are different.
It is different, right? Because the one thing, as they say about the Karana Sharira, it's basically Ajnana. That's the only thing that differentiates this Vyakta and this Avyakta and the other Avyakta. So even if we sleep at night, when we get up in the morning, we think we slept. We don't actually get jnana. So same when the world also gets created again, like Brahma probably, if Brahma is not a jnani, for example, he will say that I was sleeping for some time, then I woke up again, or something like that. So there's no jnana in it. It's ajnana is like the final frontier,
No,
kind
no,
of.
no, that's fine. But you are bringing in concepts from other places. I would like to understand it right from here.
Yeah, you can see that second, this one in the English itself, the statement.
Hmm.
No, but
Here it is a adjective, unmanifested reality
That's
is
true. So I
Sanatana.
see what he's trying to say.
he's eternal. He's saying sanatana, right? So
Yeah.
that
Yes.
other avyakta is not sanatana. This is sanatana.
Oh, okay. This deep sleep Avyakta is not Sanatana.
Yeah, so here he's given the word sanatana to
Oh,
differentiate the two.
okay. Oh, I see, I see, I see, I see. अव्यक्तात् एवं कर्तुं शक्यते। परः अस्मात् तु भावः अन्यः अव्यक्तः। Other than this bhava avyakta, there is another avyakta. Okay, it is different from avyaktat paraha iti. The first avyakta that we are talking about, avyaktat paraha avyaktaha saha sanatana. So, yeah, kind of. I see where they got this kind of meaning. I can see how they have translated it, but I am not sure how
Uh,
the two are different. Maybe
But
it will come
I'm
up.
also feeling this in the previous verses. Actually, he didn't speak about jnana at all in the last few verses that we
Hmm.
discussed yesterday. He was simply saying that the universe gets manifested, then it goes into a period where it's not manifested, then again it comes back into manifestation. So
Hmm.
until now, he was talking only about the cycle. Only here, he's actually talking about Brahman.
Hmm.
Uh,
Okay.
Yeah,
We'll
that.
read the Shankara Bhashya. Maybe Shankara can. Yeah, you are saying something, please.
Oh, nothing. I said that's my interpretation, but we can read this now.
No, no, no. I think Nikesh was saying something. No? Okay.
Yeah, yeah, I can do.
Yeah, were you saying something?
No, 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 nothing.
Okay, okay. परः व्यतिरिक्तः व्यतिरिक्तः परः व्यतिरिक्तः भिन्नः different परः means be different कुतः of what again as soon as you say it's different you will definitely ask for from what is it different तस्मात् परः तः पूर्वोक्तात् so tasmat paraha as soon as you say it is different from that you are obviously referring to the thing that you are referring to just before. So Shankaracharya is giving us this meaning that you are talking about Vyakta and Avyakta just now. Now you are saying Tasmad Paraha. It is different from whatever we were discussing till now. Uh, Tatshabdaha Aksharasya Vivakshitasya Avyaktat Vailakshanya Visheshanarthaha. Oh, the use of this Tatshabda Tasmat. Always we use this tat shabda in order to refer to akshara. So in the sense that tattvamasi, etc., in all these Veda Vakyas, in all these Mahavakyas, you have the use of tat shabda. And he is basically pointing out that, they are using tat shabda always to refer to akshara. And he is basically trying to uh, differentiate between the avyaktas. Avyaktat Vailakshanya Visheshanarthaha. In order to differentiate between the two, he is using the tat shabda. Krishna is using tasmat here in order to differentiate, referring to the ultimate, the final avyakta. Bhavaha Aksharaksham Param Brahma. Bhavaha Aksharaksham Param Brahma. So he is basically saying the Bhavaha is referring to Parabrahma. And व्यतिरिक्त 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 what व्यतिरिक्त व्यतिरिक्तत्वे सत्यपि लक्षण्यप्रसङ्गोऽस्तीति सालक्षण्यप्रसङ्गोऽस्तीति आ, तद्विनिवृत्तार्थम् आहा अन्यः इति. Although we are referring to both of these avyaktas by the same name avyakta and avyakta, uh, salakshanya prasangaha asti iti, we are using same name, therefore tad nivrutyartham, in order to differentiate that he is also saying anyaha vilakshanaha sacha avyaktaha Anindriya Gocharaha iti. So that avyakta that we are talking about is Anindriya Gocharaha. It is gotten through without indriyas or beyond indriyas. Anindriya Gocharaha. Uh, or you can experience it without, like, beyond indriyas, not through indriyas. Uh, Parastasmat ityuktam. So you said parastasmat. Kasmat पुनः परः पूर्वोक्तात् भूतग्राम बीजभूतात् भूतग्रामबीजभूतात् अविद्यालक्षणात् अव्यक्तात्. Oh, again, Pranava, your point has come up. He is basically saying that, the root of this uh, bhutagrama, the existence of all the beings, they are going into and out of existence. What is the root of it? He is pointing out that is avidya lakshanat avyaktat. So that kind of avidya lakshanat avyaktat paraha anyaha, it's different. This avyakta is different from that avyakta.
In other texts also of Adi
Hmm.
Shankaracharya, he explains that avidya is what is there in Sushupti. So that's
Hmm.
why. So yeah, it's very consistent with all the other things he's written.
Hmm.
From what I've read so far, little bit I've read so far, like Viveka Chudamani and all
Hmm.
texts like
It's
that.
true. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, but then
Anyaha.
that entirely negates the idea that Bhagavad Gita is a self-sufficient text, right? If he is talking about such esoteric, enigmatic verses, is it merely to play, with philosophies which is already known by his time, or is he inventing, is he at least discovering, or I could say inventing a new philosophy? Because if we are to rely on concepts from other verses which have come post Krishna, we have to look at this once again.
No, it,
Exactly.
uh,
Anna, I think this idea of Sushupti being avidya, I think it comes from Mundaka Upanishad.
Okay, okay.
So, but anyways, we'll see if Krishna himself says that this is avidya. We'll see.
yeah, and one more thing I want to say is that just because Ankara Bhagavad Pada uses a new word for a concept which is expressed in different words in Upanishads or Bhagavad Gita doesn't mean he's changing it's a new concept. So maybe he created some new terms which are there in Advaita philosophy, but that doesn't mean it's a different concept from what is already there.
Okay, okay. Hmm.
I don't know if it's really a new thing to say that Karana Sharira is these different Shariras and I think all this is there in Upanishads, right? I have not read that much Upanishad, so I don't know.
I
So
have
the
also
thing
not
is,
read
I
about
think,
this.
All these-
Yeah. Nikesh, please.
the thing is the concepts were there, but refining those concepts and collecting them from different sources and putting together, organizing in one whole body of work, I think it was first done by Bhagavad Pada. I think that is the novel approach and this biggest contribution. Lot of concepts, lot of things here and there. It was spread how do you say, like a scattering of clouds. You need to bring all those concepts together to make it like a very consistent philosophical path. So I think in that way, Bhagavad Pada contributed and made the biggest impact. What
Right.
do you think?
Yeah, I think that standardization is definitely there because I think within a short amount of time, just reading like few introductory texts of Vedanta, you can pick up like the basic, like the entire framework of Vedanta. Even Atma Bodha, the first few texts which Adi Shankara gave, Atma Bodha, Tattva Bodha, he explains the entire glossary of Vedanta comprehensively. So beyond that, actually, there's nothing more. Like it's all fitting neatly into one small framework. So yeah, I'm
That's
actually used
fine.
to that. So reading Bhagavad Gita without Shankara Bhashya, I felt there were many different words because that was pre-Shankara. So it felt new to me personally because I'm used to the standard Advaita concepts.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, but that with which is not wrong. But I'm saying if a person were to take a fresh look at the Bhagavad Gita without adhering necessarily to any system of philosophies, is there a way to still make sense out of it? That is my question. Can we
Yeah.
make sense of Krishna's words without the need to rely on other bhashyas?
Hmm.
Fine. See, I think you can definitely make sense out of it. Maybe, okay, all of them give a different siddhanta, right? Different philosophies, different thoughts, different systems of thought give different end result. But the ultimate thing is, as long as we are looking at these shlokas, trying to understand them for ourselves, that is the ultimate goal. Whatever we understand, that is what is more important than what other people are saying and what is their opinion about it, etc. Although here he is talking about avidya, lakshana, etc., etc. I respect Shankaracharya, but it is not there in this shloka. So I am not going to consider it very seriously. I'll look for Krishna himself to say that this is avidya.
Hmm. So, yeah, so in this verse he says one is Sanatana, other is. So he also says, right, those who, in earlier things, he says that those who see this lesser form of mind, I can't quote, but in other places also, I think he has pretty much said the same thing. That people don't recognize the true form because, uh, like, they
Because it
get
is
deceived
beyond
by
form.
their senses and so on.
It
So does
has
it not come in
it is
other places?
beyond form. They don't
Yeah,
recognize the form because it's
no, oh
beyond
yeah,
form.
the true nature, not true form.
Right. No, no,
Yeah,
no. Still.
yeah.
Uh,
I think what Sudarshan was asking was that if he was in the position of Arjuna, would it have worked out for him? Is that what we wanted to ask?
absolutely.
Agree. Well put. Well posed. Yes.
Yes.
So I
We
think
don't know
it
what Arjuna
worked out
understood.
because in ultimately Arjuna fought the war. I think that's what Krishna wanted. I think Krishna was not token efficient in the language of LLMs. He was not very token efficient because he said lot of words and lot of things. But essentially, he wanted Arjuna to fight the war. To make him understand why he needs to fight the war was very important as much as the end result. It's not only the end result he wanted him to understand why you need that end. So if it works for Arjuna, I think it should work for us. You can easily, not easily, I mean, you can understand and try to follow it as much as possible in a simpler way, and you can complicate it and follow that also. You can take it in whatever way we want. It's open to interpretation, right?
Hmm. Right. I think the key thing, what I've heard about Adi Shankara is like commentary, is that he is actually quite objective. Because he goes word by word and he gives the exact meaning. So beyond this, like if he's just rephrasing something based on what is told earlier, that is a different like matter. Like that doesn't mean he's introducing any new concept or new philosophy. Like I said, so I think the best test to what, like I agree with Trivikrama when he said that we can try to like understand the verses ourselves, and then like that is what matters most. We can test it out ourselves to see if like no new concept is actually like being introduced by Adi Shankara.
No, I think okay, maybe Krishna is actually see, Krishna is the one who has given all the Upanishads.
Hmm.
He has already said that. He's already made the claim. He said that, I am the one who gave all this knowledge,
Hmm.
right? Uh, and now when he is talking about this, he is making a distinction between this Avyakta and that Avyakta. He is basically referring to those same Upanishads that he has already taught.
Yeah, so I
Absolutely.
think like Shankara Bhashya, like the valid way of doing it, which I think he would have done, is he would have quoted only from either Upanishads or from this. Like beyond that, there is so like I personally know that they take that very. He takes it very seriously. That I've heard that
Absolutely.
he takes it very seriously to always get the pramana for everything from Shruti,
Uh,
from the Shrutis.
it's kind of fun, like the way it actually sparked a thought. Like Arjuna did not have Shankara Bhashya when he was listening to Bhagavad
Yeah.
Gita.
True, true. It's not necessary if we have enough like ability to figure it out ourselves. The Shankara Bhashya is more to like make it clear for us. It's not that
Yeah.
it's necessary to understand. I would say that if actually Shankara Bhashya is a true reflection of what is in the Bhagavad Gita, then it should not be necessary. It's only helpful. Like strictly, it's not necessary. It could be necessary for us because it's we need that support, but strictly it need not be necessary as
So
such.
I believe somebody who has actually learnt Vedas, somebody who has clarity over these things, if he directly reads Gita, I
Hmm.
think he could get the understanding that Arjuna has.
True, true. And with the help of a guru, like just theoretical knowledge is one thing.
Hmm.
Reading Vedas and the help, gurus needed to grace him. That's
Of
for
course.
him to actually translate into experience. So yeah, those two things. Like people say that when Shankaracharya like debated with Sureshwaracharya, he already was such a high caliber scholar. He had such great chitta shuddhi. It's in that the actual book where it's written uh, like that Sureshwaracharya got like he got it immediately in 1 second because his Chitta Shuddhi was so good. He just heard the correct interpretation of Vedanta and he got it. Got that experience. He got that aparoksha anubhuti immediately, and he immediately like surrendered to his guru. So as in the debate went on, but he got it like in the actual sense he saw very fast because he was already like he was a high level sadhaka. All he needed was that guru to come and like light the spark. That's it.
We'll complete this and
I am also waiting for one word from my Guru Sudarshan.
Yeah.
गुरुरेव गतिर्गुरुमेव भजे गुरुणैव सहास्मि
I
नमो
want to copy many
गुरवे
things,
न
but yeah.
गुरोः परमं शिशुरस्मि गुरोः मतिरस्ति गुरौ मम पाहि गुरो
Okay. I think
सुदर्शनत्वं
this.
ददातु. May we all become Sudarshana in the sense that we
Yeah.
are able to do darshana of everything nicely. We are
Mm.
actually able to see the truth, iti.
Nice.
Yeah.
So coming back to the point here, there is one other case in the 13th chapter where he is talking about a very similar idea of, sorry, in the 15th chapter rather, of Kshara, Akshara, and Purushottama. So there, Kshara refers to the material, perishable forms. Akshara refers to the jivas, which are imperishable, but still not. It's not the highest. And then he talks, of course, of the Purushottama. So if we consider that, of course, this is in the 15th chapter, which Arjuna would not have heard in the during the 8th chapter. So if we even do consider Bhagavad Gita on as a whole, then we can get this idea that here avyakta could the first avyakta could refer to the purusha, and the second, which is the sanatana avyakta, could refer to the purushottama. So this is my idea. And there here this avidya lakshana again is yeah, it's a nice, it blends well into advaita definitely. uh, but then isn't avidya also the vyakta? Doesn't avidya also manifest?
Yes.
So then how can we classify only this avyakta to be the avidya?
No, no, no. This avidya is the reason for the manifestation of vyakta. It's like the karana. Bija bhutat.
Okay, okay.
So it's the reason. It's not exactly that direct manifesting. It is actually the reason for the fact that this thing is getting manifested over and over.
Okay, okay.
Iti manye.
Hmm.
Uh, but I can see how Ramanujacharya can simply look at the same verse and say, like, he can look at that other verse that you're talking about from the 13th, 15th chapter, and also look at the fact that he is using Anya different here and say that, therefore, this Purushottama is different from Jivas
Correct.
and uh, yeah. Okay, we'll see. We'll see. Astu. सनातनः चिरन्तरः यः सः भावः सर्वेषु भूतेषु ब्रह्मादिषु नश्यत्सु न विनश्यति. Okay. So this is what he is just elaborating on the same thing again. So this Sanatana is Chirantara, which does not stop existing. Yaha Saha Bhavaha Sarveshu Bhuteshu Brahmadishu. He is basically saying when he says Sarveshu Bhuteshu, he is pointing out including Brahma. Everything from Brahma. Nashyatsu. when all of it also disappears, including. So, okay, I see. The first Avyakta is actually the kind of Sushupti of Brahma, where, but later when Brahma also, during the Mahapralaya, when Brahma also stops existing, the thing that actually exists is the ultimate, that is the Sanatana. So, I think that is the distinction, that is the Anya. Is that correct?
Yes, yes, yeah.
Mm. It looks like we are out of time. We'll
Okay,
stop here.
Dhanyavada. Actually, I have some other work to do.
No, yeah, we are stopping. We are stopping right
Sure, sure, sure.
now.
Thank you, Dhanyavada. Thank you, Vikram. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Thank you very much. धन्यवादाः सर्वं
धन्यवादः।
श्रीपरमेश्वरार्पणमस्तु येन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियैर्वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृतेः स्वभावात् करोमि यद्यत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणायेति समर्पयामि यदक्षरपदभ्रष्टं मात्राहीनं च यद्भवेत् तत्सर्वं क्षम्यतां देव नारायण नमोऽस्तु ते विसर्गबिन्दुमात्राणि पदपादाक्षराणि च न्यूनानि चातिरिक्तानि क्षमस्व पुरुषोत्तमा what is it? Karacharanakritam vakkayajam karmajam va श्रवणनयनजं वा मानसं वा अपराधं विहितम् अविहितं वा सर्वमेतत् क्षमस्व जय जय करुणाब्धे श्रीमहादेव शम्भो जय जय करुणाब्धे
Sarvam Shri Krishna Arpanamastu.
सर्वं
कृष्णार्पणमस्तु।
श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु धन्यवादाः
धन्यवादः।